Good afternoon and welcome to Mike's Diabetes World. Today I want to do a little follow-up of yesterday's video. I felt like I rambled a bit, and so I thought today we'd talk more about getting your kid ready for school. Now, I think I mentioned that you should put together a kit that the administrator and teachers sometimes have too, where they can react if things go wrong. And you should tell them how your kid is normally. And don't be, oh, well, he's just a perfect little child, and that he's always so rambunctious when he's, normally doesn't do much. But this is going to help them treat your son or daughter. You want to have, as I mentioned, the plan from your doctor or your son or daughter's pediatrician or endocrinologist about what to do at what steps. And they should have medication, extra medication. If they're on an insulin pump, they should have the parts of the pump that is needed, such as extra tubing, extra reservoirs, what to do if the pump fails and isn't giving your son or daughter any insulin. Now, the last time I was in an emergency, a nurse said, well, if you're not going to go into DKA if you don't have your insulin. And I think she was wrong. Sorry, something's stuck in my teeth. Type 1 diabetics can go into DKA extremely quickly. I'm talking within an hour to 2 hours. And your kids may not be able to wait till the end of the day. Oh, well, they'll be home in 2 hours. Oh, well, tough. You need to have laid out what happens when you want to be called, what has happened, and follow the plan. If they don't follow the plan, be ready with questions back to them. Why wasn't the plan followed? I can remember when I was in elementary school, we had a lunchroom. And we were only given, 15 minutes to eat, and then we had to either go to the boys' basement or out on the playground. But we couldn't, stay. And kids that ate at a leisurely rate were kind of pushed out. And you've got to let your teachers and the administration know, okay, he does take a long time to eat. But it's important that they get the nutrition that you have sent out. Now, another thing you want to have in this plan is quick-acting sugar. Have a bag at the teacher's disposal. Have one in your pack. And if it's used, let them say, hey, it's okay to ask for more. It could be if a kid is injured at school, they're not going to receive medications at all. They don't want to give any medications. So if your son or daughter goes into DKA, they're going to have to call an ambulance. And you want to stop from the body going into DKA. DKA is the worst. Last time I was in the hospital was not last Christmas, Christmas before, I went to DK 4 times. Once when I came in, and then I had it a few more times after that. And your body feels so dragged out. You use up potassium. Your doctors will want to start an IV to get you rehydrated. You need to be drinking if you can. But you need to take sips. And I realize your mouth may be totally dry and cracking, but if you sit there drinking water, it's just going to come back on you or your son or daughter. So don't allow that. If they can get ice, have them suck on an ice cube. It'll keep the mouth lubricated. Have alternate contacts to you. Sorry, I have something under there. You want to ensure that you get the information as soon as possible. It could be a next door neighbor. It could be an aunt or uncle. It could be a grandparent. But let someone else know, and if the school calls that they haven't been able to get a hold of you, then you need to take action, and they need to step up in your place. Now, we've talked about contact for who to get in contact if they can't get in contact with you. But what we didn't talk to you about yet is other contacts, such as the doctor's diabetic nurse, the endocrinologist, who is their just normal doctor. Now, I think personally, all elementary students should have that information for every kid. But don't be the parent, oh, well, I should have done that. I never had time. I'm going just on BC here. You have 2 months. Let's get the act going. Now, I've seen these kits in cardboard boxes. I've seen them in, there's like a plastic, it looks like a hard plastic briefcase. But your son or daughter needs to know where it is. Your nurse needs to know where it is. The administrator needs to know where it is. And you want to give these people an idea of where things are so that they can go and deal with it. They don't have to sit there and go, oh, well, I guess we should call the parent. Oh, no. And you should also have a plan of when they go low. Like at what stage should this be done? What stage should that be done? I'll give you a little example here. My blood sugar, when it drops very quickly. A lot of times, I don't feel it. So, at this certain point, we've decided that 6 is the magical number that I should start eating to stop me from going low. Could be different for you. There's an amount where I say, okay, I need to take glucagon. And everything, I go through different types of sugar. When should these be given and opposed to these? And, you know, I guess they still teach it today, but that when I had a low blood sugar, you had to eat, 15 grams of carbs, wait 15 minutes and retest, and then wait 15 minutes. Well, for me, that doesn't really work well. And I'll tell you why. Because when I go low, I start, and it's that quick. I was actually, just another little story here to show the importance of this. I was in the hospital. Friends came to visit me and decided, oh, well, we'll go down to the coffee shop downstairs. They asked the nurse, and the nurse said, oh, yeah, his blood sugar's okay, so you can go. So I went down, we went downstairs, and in my mind, I can remember choosing a bottle of pop, Diet Pop, sitting down at a table, and that's all I remember. I guess I was rushed back upstairs, and my sugar was given intravenously, and I came around. But that's the sort of thing you want to put on this plan. Everything you know about diabetes, your teacher, your hospital, your school's administrator, and even the secretary. Because chances are, if the nurse isn't there and someone comes racing in and saying so-and-so's not doing well out there, they're probably going to be the ones that are going to be in charge to find the kit and start treatment. Communication is the key. Now, when my nephew was going through school, the teachers and my sisters came up with this plan, or I don't know if it worked well. They had a daytimer book, and in it would be a communication, and they could say, oh, well, Bobby today was severely low at such and such a time. Use that. It may be okay, this is the homework that's actually assigned, but you need to be aware so that you can deal with things. You need new supplies. And I think I mentioned this yesterday, but it's worth mentioning. Everyone's gung-ho in September. Oh, well, let's get it. But what about after Christmas break? What after spring break? These are good times to just go by the school, check on the supplies. Make an appointment at those times with the hospital administrator. Now, they don't want your son or daughter to have chocolate bars because the fat will slow down the sugar being absorbed. So hard candies. Now, I wouldn't go for ones that are overly sweet, I think they were in bulk candies, but they were about that big and wrapped in cellophane. Just clear, hard candies, flavored. And to me, those always brought me out of a low blood sugar. So, write out the plan, write out your dietary plans for your son or daughter, and make sure that it includes how much carbs this person will have during the day and how much not to. 3, you want to have snacks in there. Alternatives if something happens to lunch. Now there's a bunch of pull tab type things where they could raise their carbs. Now you could go as funny as weigh it all out and 15 grams of carbs. But I think Dex tablets are a good thing to have, and also Glucogel, I think, is the name of it. You want to ensure that your son or daughter is just like under your care, that your son's or daughter's brain isn't going to be working 100%. And if you can mimic what you do at home when they have low at school or that, it'll probably go a lot quicker, that the kid isn't going to be, no, 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 no. That they know, and they know how much. And if it's in the back of their mind, things will go so much better. Now, I hope that clears up what I was trying to say yesterday. I don't think I was that clear. Take care of you. Take care of your son or daughter. Have a great day, and they will talk to you tomorrow. Bye now.